You guys have no idea how much thought I had to put into this review. Dial of Destiny. Okay, check. Here's what I have to say about the 5th installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. Cause there is a couple of things to get off my chest and share them, so why don't we start off with some positives about this movie, or as I like to call it, strength-based side of it. And one of my favorites is seeing our beloved Harrison Ford once again donning the famous brown explorer getup with his hat and along with his whip. Keep in mind, this film was not directed by Spielberg, but instead, James Mangold took the wheel and made something that almost looked like the same Spielberg kind of Indy Jones. Also keep in mind that I've seen the original trilogy films for the first time a few weeks ago in prep of Dial of Destiny, and no, I have not seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Not yet. So while the action sequences are there, they work. Indy's fighting style still holds up, but the main element that Spielberg brought to us, that fun, exciting adventure on display is, well, not really there. Now, it's safe to establish that Harrison is Indy and will always be Indy. Reintroducing this character, this time as a grumpy old neighbor who's been through so much in his youth and young adulthood. He just wants to live a quiet life like every other retired individuals. And honestly, I aspire to be this dude just as he is when I retire. But the movie opens up with a flashback action sequence with Indy still fighting the Nazis, and here we learned about a new ancient artifact that also belongs in the museum and can also change the course of history. We get introduced to Matt Mikkelsen as Dr. Voller, the villain of the story. Honestly, is there ever a movie where Matt Mikkelsen is not a villain? Now, seeing Harrison de-aged in that sequence did pretty well for me as far as CGI goes. However, obviously, I could still hear the 80-year-old voice behind that CGI de-aging facial, which in time it can be tolerable. Other characters introduced includes Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Helena, aka Wombat. Now, many viewers say that this character felt forced when introduced because of her personality. She's quite cunning, witty, and has quite a fire with her when she's set off after something she's after. And you know, I love characters like that. And then we have Teddy, played by young actor Ethan Isidore, who's like this sort of sidekick to Helena. I did like his interaction with Indy, especially the scene where he assumed that Indy was as old as the Wright brothers. And I'll admit, that part did make me chuckle. Plus, we're reintroduced to Zella, who was also in Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. I just really wish that Ke Huy Quan would have reprised his role as Shorty. I really love that character. That's the only character I was looking forward to seeing as a surprise. Now then, here's the kicker, because this is where I'm gonna have to issue the spoiler warning as far as the plot goes. So if you haven't seen Dial of Destiny, please save this video for later. The third act. Unexpected. And honestly, that's the only word I could think about. Unexpected, either in a good way. And you know what? I get it. History plays a huge part in the story, but time travel? Okay, so time travel, archaeology. Father, bless this meal. How? Like I said, unexpected. So before I give my final thoughts and you made it this far in the video, thank you for sticking around and feel free to like and subscribe for more reviews on movies and TV shows. So with all of that said and done, I am giving Dial of Destiny an optimistic rating because really, I mean, come on. I have a rule of thumb to always appreciate the creativities of movies and TV shows. But anyways, I'm giving this an optimistic rating of 6 out of 10. Is it recommendable? I'm gonna say yes. Now, hear me out. I would absolutely only encourage the fans to at least just give this a one-time chance to watch. Because aside from the fact that it wasn't directed by Spielberg, you know, you still get a bit of the action sequence to it, you still get some of the humors in there that also works, but it really just comes down to the third act of it all. I mean, it's just gonna depend on how you'll take it. Because there are some folks who don't mind the time traveling aspect of things, but then you have others who realizes what's going on and be like, oh, another time travel franchise now. Because there are other franchises who are already doing time travel, and like, why should we implement this on Indie Jones? So, I don't know to what direction this is gonna go. I'm guessing that it's not gonna go anywhere after this movie. Plus, this was meant to be a send-off to the character, like a last hurrah. Now, is it rewatchable? About 50-50. And I'd say 50-50 because, again, this is part of a canonized franchise. You know, now it's a 5-movie series. And if you're like me, who loves to watch and plan out marathons for any favorite franchise or TV shows including, I would absolutely just throw this in, you know, as part of the continuity after the trilogy. And yeah, obviously I'll throw in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull whenever I'll see that. And when this movie hits streaming and digital platform, then I can guarantee you I will be here watching all 5 movies. So until next time guys, stay cool, stay safe, keep watching movies the way they were meant to be seen along with everybody else in the movie theaters and supporting them locally because it's better when we watch together.